So developers specifically, I think, there's going to be a massive time savings for somebody, developers, especially developers who are new to the Kontent.ai, ecosystem or API. Instead of having to put a ton of time into API references and understanding a lot of implementation detail, the MCP server is going to allow them to also have, take a conversational approach to creating some entities in the CMS or changing some entities in the CMS. And we're hoping in the future to be able to do that at scale. So instead of having to learn a lot of ins and outs about the API and creating these programmatic scripts, they can tackle it in a more conversational way, which should give them a huge time savings. I think developers as well will be able to maybe offload some tasks that previously non-technical users felt they needed developer support to do. Now they can point those less technical users towards the MCP, and that should facilitate some of that for them. So the developers can spend their cycles on more, let's say, involved or really technical and developer heavy activities that I think most of them want to be spending their time on.
Mm-hmm. So if you were talking to our customers or some of the non-technical users of our customers, what sort of benefits would you let them know about the MCP server? Maybe not now, but in the future even.
Well, even now, I think, non-technical or less technical users can reap a lot of advantages, right? So, an example I had in my mind while I was using the MCP server was, let's say I want to make a drop-down element or a taxonomy element that contains, all 195 countries in the world. From a manual perspective, dragging and dropping and typing 195 entities is not a great task.
Yeah, for sure.
And to automate that, previously you would have to learn about the management API and do it in a technical way. So the MCP server allows you to create a prompt and have that activity done pretty seamlessly without having to tap on your developers. And you don't have to sit there and drag and drop a bunch of entities in a UI and take a lot of time to do that. So I think they immediately benefit from activities like that. I also think it's going to be really empowering for non-technical or less technical users in the future when they can, conversationally interface with the content that's in the CMS without having to navigate nested UI structures or really take a lot of time filtering and searching through different buttons and clicks. Non-technical users in the future, I can foresee them prompting about the content they care about most, and with low or no clicks, being able to immediately access that content and analyze it or use it for whatever purpose they need in a business context.